Hey everyone, it's September 20th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with serial killer Louise Peete, who left a string of dead men in her wake to become the second woman ever executed in California, and that is her right over there. Peete was born to a newspaper publisher in Louisiana in 1880 and was raised in a wealthy household, with her father able to send her to the finest private schools. There were early hints of trouble, however, as she was expelled at the age of 15 for stealing and engaging in promiscuous behavior. She got married in 1903 to a traveling salesman, but when her husband caught her in bed with another man 4 years later, he killed himself, after which Peete embarked on a career as a call girl. In 1911, she moved to America's worst big city, Boston, where she convinced a wealthy family to take her in, charging merchandise from the town's most expensive stores to their account. When her scheme was uncovered, she was run out of town instead of facing prosecution to save the family from embarrassment. She moved to Waco, Texas, where she started dating a wealthy oilman, but just 1 week later, he was found shot to death with his jewelry missing. Peete was arrested and charged with murder, but convinced the grand jury that he had attempted to sexually assault her and that she shot him in self-defense. She then moved to Dallas, where she married a hotel clerk and quickly stole $20,000 worth of jewels from the hotel safe, which is roughly $600,000 in today's money. And when her husband was questioned, he felt such shame that he shot himself. In retrospect, however, it seems much more likely that Peete killed him to escape blame for the theft. In 1915, Peete headed for Denver, where she married a salesman with whom she had a daughter, but she left her family behind and moved to Los Angeles in 1920. There she met a retired engineer who had made millions from his mining operations and moved in, after which the man disappeared. Peete assumed control of his finances and told everyone who inquired that his arm had been amputated after a fight with a crazed Spanish woman wielding a sword, and he was ashamed of his appearance, so she was running his estate for him. Months later, she reconciled with her husband, at which point her boyfriend's body was found in the basement. She claimed the body was that of a look-alike that her one-armed boyfriend had killed, but no one believed her, and she was convicted of murder in a highly sensational trial. No one ever believes it was a one-armed man. Just ask Harrison Ford. Her husband stood by her side, but she eventually convinced him they should get divorced so he could move on. As soon as the divorce was final, she stopped returning his letters, and the husband killed himself. Peete was released in 1939, and both her parole officer and a woman who had campaigned for her release died mysteriously. She got married to a banker without telling him she had spent time in prison, and moved in with an elderly couple, but the couple soon stopped appearing in public. After months of Peete cashing checks on their account, an investigation was launched, and it was found that she had had the husband committed and that the wife was missing. The man died while confined to a mental institution, and the body of the man's wife was discovered buried beneath an avocado tree in the backyard, which I believe is an old trick to get your avocados to ripen faster. Peete and her husband were charged with murder. Her husband had his charges dismissed, but leapt to his death from the 9th floor of the Spring Arcade in downtown Los Angeles. After another media frenzy, Peete was convicted and sentenced to death, being sent to the gas chamber at San Quentin in 1947. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so I can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Louise Peete, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.